There are too many comic books out at the moment, and you know what's really annoying? That I have next to zero free time as it is, and that a lot of them are really goddamn good. It makes choice of what to read next to impossible when you're almost drowning every week in zines. So what we've done today is a little different from the usual rankings list, as this is a guide for newcomers and for those looking for inspiration on which titles to add to their collection next. With this in mind, I'm Jules from WhatCulture.com, and these are 8 comics you should be reading right now. Number 8. Astonishing XMen. Marvel Comics has kind of painted its X-Men universe into a corner in recent years, hence why it's been overhauling it with the ongoing Resurrection event. Now, many of the relaunch titles have missed the mark so far, but that's about to change because those uncanny mutants are about to become astonishing again. Astonishing X-Men kicks off with a new number 1 and assembles a team of fan-favorite characters spearheaded by that X-Universe badass-in-chief, Old Man Logan. The series is clearly designed to serve as a jumping-on point for newcomers who haven't been keeping up with their X-Men continuity, as well as a fan-pleasing flagship for the new status quo Resurrection is establishing. Whether you're an ex-virgin, a lapsed reader returning to the series, or a diehard who is disappointed with the other Resurrection titles, this is a comic to check out. Number 7. Batman. You can't really go wrong with Batman, but the DC Comics flagship title has taken on a new level of intrigue during the current War of Jokes and Riddles arc. Writer Tom King takes us back to Gotham City's dark past, to the era where the Joker and the Riddler rose to power with Batman caught up in the middle. Beginning in Batman number 25, the storyline sees the two iconic villains working together initially, but somebody should have told Enigma that Mr. J doesn't really play well with others because things soon go awry. And what follows is the ultimate battle of order versus chaos, with jokes on one side and riddles on the other. It's enthralling and extremely reminiscent of the old school Batman arcs that we grew up with, and therefore is definitely worth checking out. Number 6. The Amazing Spider-Man. Many of the best Spider-Man comics either focus on the web-slinger's rivalry with Dr. Octopus or are written by Dan Slott, so consider this a double whammy. Amazing Spider-Man is currently tangled up in Marvel's Secret Empire event and is building up to the Marvel Legacy refresh. Beginning in issue number 29, this Doc Ock-centric story, but just for the record he's actually called Superior Octopus now, which doesn't really roll off the tongue as well, is one of the better Secret Empire tie-ins to date, largely because it focuses on the clash between these two comic book titans. We've seen Spidey brawl with the tentacled Doctor on countless occasions, so what makes this one stand out? Well, the Superior Spider-Man arc was a true game changer for both characters, and the threads it wove are still very much visible. There are even subtle shreds of the heroic Otto Octavius which emerged towards the end of that event on display, but they're buried beneath his hatred for Spider-Man. It just goes to show how much mileage the dynamic between these two opposing forces still has, especially when the right creative team is at the helm. Number 5. Weapons of Mutant Destruction. Marvel's Wolverine-Hulk crossover got off to a bit of a false start with its underwhelming prelude chapters, but it officially began with a bang in Weapons of Mutant Destruction number 1. So here's the setup. The totally awesome Hulk has joined forces with Old Man Logan and a motley bunch of mutants to take down the Weapon X program and its army of cyborg super soldiers. I mean, that's just a brilliant premise. Take our money, Marvel. And when you add in a supporting cast of Sabretooth, Deathstrike, and Domino, plus the writing skills of Greg Pak, this is shaping up to be a must-read crossover for fans of Logan and Amadeus Cho alike. Number 4. America. God damn, is it hard not to say yeah after saying the name of that very large eagle and burger sanctuary. Well, it's also hard not to say yeah after reading this new series penned by Gabby Rivera, which stars a no-taking LGBT Latina superhero with incredible strength, speed, and the ability to tear holes in time itself. The art style is superb and the commentary is biting in places, but it's the sense of confidence that this series carries which is its biggest boon. I mean, just look at the cover of issue 2 just to see how much style this title drips with. But it's not just looks, for the action and writing is also top quality, and therefore is well worth a read. Number 3. The Defenders. Just in time to show the Netflix series how it's done, Marvel has launched an all-new Defenders series with the great Brian Michael Bendis at the helm. This is one to watch, following a stellar issue number 1 in June, which saw Bendis dismantle the team of old in favor of a new street-level lineup which mirrors that of the TV show. But make no mistake, this is not an adaptation or a tie-in. The Defenders stands alone in the comics medium, bringing a true grit and bare-knuckle brawling to the House of M. Bendis pits his team comprising of Daredevil, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and Jesse J against Diamondback, and the results are essential reading to fill the void while you're waiting for the TV show. Number 2. Crosswind. Moving away from the staples of Marvel and DC, Crosswind is making waves over at Image Comics with its bold reinvention of the body-swapping subgenre. Forget what you know about this concept because this ain't no Freaky Friday. Gail Simon and Kat Stagg's tale of a hitman and repressed housewife who switch bodies is closer in tone to Goodfellas than a certain Jamie Lee Curtis comedy. Hard-boiled and gritty, this indie miniseries has already turned a genre on its head in one issue, so we can't wait to see what's in store between now and its conclusion. And number 1, The Black Monday Murders. One of the things that we just love about horror comics is just the absence of limits. They're not bound by special effects budgets or makeup resources, only the imagination of the writer and the skills of the artist. One of the best horror titles around at the moment is Jonathan Hickman's The Black Monday Murders, a crypto-noir mystery with added occultism and supernatural elements. Black Monday Murders is a chilling read, mostly because it takes place against a grounded backdrop, a setting which makes the otherworldly occurrences quite impactful. But it's also because Tom Cocker's gritty illustrations are, simply put, fantastic. And that's our list. Let me know if you've already read any of these titles and what you think of them. Plus, feel free to recommend other titles to people because it's all about sharing those positive vibes. And why not swing by whatculture.com for more news and articles like this every goddamn day. As always, I've been Jules, you've been awesome, and I'll speak to you soon.